Hey, man. It is good to see you all. It's a beautiful day out here today in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's great to see you all. Now, imagine this. The Supreme Court and other courts like it are normally against we bikers, bikies, and that sort of thing. They just don't like us. They don't like us. But here, in the case of one Mongol, former Mongol, it looks like a Supreme Court decision is going to allow him to be released from prison early. Does that ever happen? Like the Supreme Court works for bikers? We're going to see a little bit of that and talk about that story after this. Howdy, folks. Howdy, folks. I'm Black Dragon, and welcome to Black Dragon Biker TV. This is the Black Dragon Biker News Network portion of Black Dragon Biker TV. Biker news you can trust. I don't know why I'm yelling. I don't know why I'm yelling. Listen, like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate having you. It's good to see everybody that's on here each morning. Thank you so much for your long-term support of the channel. And for the new people that are subscribing and that have come, we appreciate having you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, totally, completely. We appreciate you. Anyway, I got a new board. That's why I wasn't on yesterday. But this board has so much stuff, man. It's so fun. It's just fun to have this board. Yeah, so we'll figure out some things to do with it. On to the story. Rumpa-pum-pum. I'm trying not to say ums anymore, but it's not working. But on to the story. Here we go. This Supreme Court decision may allow the early release of a former Mongols motorcycle club biker in a pipe bomb case. Now, this story is crazy. And you know, this comes from a different time in motorcycle clubbing, where if you didn't like folks, you just pipe bomb their ass. You just pipe bombed them. And so we're gonna read about this story. It's kind of crazy. And let's just jump into it. I think it's you're gonna see that the law is interesting. It's why people hate lawyers, because they argue certain things, and sometimes the things that they argue turn out to work in a different way than they expected. So here we go. Supreme Court decision allows early release of a former Mongols biker in a pipe bomb case. Richard Mathews was convicted in 1993 of planning a pipe bomb that maimed an unintended target instead of the man who expelled him from the Mongols biker, we say club, in San Diego. By the time Richard Glenn Mathews maimed an Imperial Beach man with a pipe bomb in May 1991, this is when I was really just getting into motorcycle clubs in San Diego. I had just joined the Black Sabbath. I had just become like I was in I had been with them for a couple years, hanging as a hang around and then a prospect. So this was like my early days, where these guys were at it already. So by May 1991, he had already shot at least 3 people during his lifetime. By the time he pipe bombed a guy, he had already shot 3 people. Your boy was hard as hell. He was cleared the first time he killed someone because it was ruled self-defense. The second time, he was convicted of first-degree murder and imprisoned. Then shortly after being paroled, he shot and wounded a fellow biker over a drug money dispute. I mean, your boy he was out there. He was in that lifestyle. This prompted his expulsion from the Mongols Motorcycle Club, an outlaw biker gang, they say. In relation for this his Mongols patch, in retaliation for his Mongols patch being pulled, Mathews and another man built a pipe bomb, packed it with steel balls, and planted it outside the homes of James Fatman Riviera, then the president of the Mongol San Diego chapter. Early the next morning, 59-year-old James Wilson, a completely unintended person, just had no involvement with the motorcycle club at all, picked up the bomb while collecting aluminum cans. The blast, powerful enough to shatter the windows in the nearby homes, broke several bones in Wilson's arms and legs, blew off the tip of his nose and his right pinky finger, and left him deaf and blind. Court records indicate Wilson, known in that neighborhood as Three-Wheel Jim because of his tricycle he rode. You know how you get names in the back in the day for like who you were exactly. Three-Wheel Jim, okay? Poor Three-Wheel Jim died 7 months later of an undisclosed illness that was exacerbated, if you will, by the trauma he had undergone. A federal jury convicted Mathews on 6 charges in 1993, and after successfully appealing a harsher initial sentence, he was sentenced to prison for a roughly 41-year prison term. So you figure your boy's gone and out, right? You figure when they like the guy who just got 75 years. You figure when they throw the key, they throw the key, but there's always hope, especially for he who believes in God. There's always hope. There's always this thing where maybe something will come along. COVID, a plague, the end of the world. Maybe those guys succeed and take out the Baltimore lighting facilities, and I get out of here. In his case, it was a Supreme Court decision. The 2015, oh boy, what just happened? But following a 2015 U.S. Supreme Court decision in an unrelated case, Johnson versus the United States, and the appeals court last year vacated Mathews' sentence, and he was back in San Diego federal court Friday to be resentenced. U.S. District Judge Roger Benitez reluctantly sentenced Mathews, who's now 70 years old, Mathews, to the time he has already served in prison, roughly some 31 years, and ordered that he be released Monday. That's enough. That's a long time, Benitez told Mathews, of the 3 decades he has spent in prison. I hope I'm not making a mistake. This is what the judge said. I hope I'm not making a mistake. The Supreme Court decision that helped Mathews successfully appeal his sentence had to do with what constitutes a crime of violence. Obviously, using a pipe bomb and blowing a guy's hand off does not constitute violence. These lawyers have come up with something else. The 1 and an 8-1 decision in the Johnson case, a high court held that a clause in the Armed Career Criminal Act that defined a violent felony was unconstitutionally vague. Like they want some more stipulations put on it. It can't just be blowing a guy's hand off by accident is violent. No, they need more. So for Mathews, this was a critical opinion because he'd been convicted of a charge of using and carrying a firearm or destructive device during a crime of violence. And that doesn't constitute violence, which carried a 30-year mandatory sentence that had to run concurrently with any other sentence. But after the Supreme Court decision, his conviction for the offense of bombing property could no longer be considered a crime of violence. Boy, amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. So now that it can no longer be considered a crime of violence, He could no longer be charged with the corresponding weapons charge in its 30-year mandatory sentence. Benitez initially rejected this argument. The judge, Benitez, initially rejected this argument, but Mathews appealed. So it went to Benitez, and he was like, get the hell out of here with that. But Mathews appealed to the Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. He must have had a hell of a jail lawyer. In that case, the government conceded that Mathews' sentence should be vacated because the underlying charge could no longer be categorized as a crime of violence. And a three-judge panel agreed to vacate his sentence, sending the case back once again to Benitez. Under the new sentencing guidelines, Mathews' recommended sentence was between roughly 6 and 8 years. Benitez called that a total fiction, saying he didn't believe those guidelines came close to reflecting the seriousness of Mathews' crime. But he acknowledged that if he resentenced Mathews to the same term of 41 years and 4 months, which is what Assistant U.S. Attorney Daniel Zapp requested, the Ninth Circuit would likely balk. Benjamin Davis, a public defender representing Mathews, acknowledged the seriousness of his client's crime, but he said that more than 30 years in prison had changed him. He has been a hard man, lived a hard life, running with hard people, Davis said. But he argued that after some initial prison violations in his first 10 years, because the first 10 years are tough, man. When you get in there, I've heard, when you get in there, it's tough. You got to establish yourself and stuff. So he had some violations in the first 10 years, but the last 20 years, he's been pretty good. He's been mostly well-behaved over the last 20 years, his attorney said. Mostly well-behaved. The goals of sentencing have been achieved, said his attorney. Mathews has, been, what's that word? Where you get back into, you readjusted back into, rehabilitated. He's been rehabilitated. Mathews, who attended the hearing in a wheelchair, because he's 70 now, attended the hearing in a wheelchair, his tattooed arms, a visible sign of his former biker gang days, said the victim of the bombing was a friend of his from the neighborhood. He said he was devastated when he found out Wilson had been injured. Benitez sentenced Mathews to 3 years of supervised release, ordering him not to have any contact with members or associates of the Mongols motorcycle club or any other outlaw motorcycle clubs. Can they do that? Can they tell you who you can't talk to? A probation officer told the judge that he continued to have contact with biker gang members throughout his incarceration. So what would make you think that he wouldn't do it anymore? Judge Benitez ended the hearing with a warning to Mathews, saying he'd issue an arrest warrant for even the slightest slip up, such as one missed drug test. The judge said, if you do anything to violate supervision, I guarantee you'll be back in jail. I hope you prove that I didn't make a mistake. So there you have it. He's out. He's out. He's out. Yeah. He's out. And hopefully no mistake was made. And here we see a case where, 31 years in jail is a long damn time. If you haven't been rehabilitated in over 30 years, it's not possible. So the guy is going to get out. He's going to get a chance at 70, a chance to start all over again. Man, who wants to start all over at 70? But hey, you will take that over the couple of alternatives, like being in jail for the rest of your life or whatever. So he's going to get back at it, and hopefully, I'm sure he'll still be a tough dude, but maybe not a criminal anymore. He might not have to kill anybody else. Might not have to shoot anybody else. He might be all right. So anyway, we're hoping the best for him. Let's see. Freedom. What is this? Freedom Acres Ranch, Black-owned ranch in Colorado, having their livestock killed, being trespassed, harassed by a non-Black community. The vet's husband arrested yesterday. Needs story amplified. We'll take a look at that. See what's going on with that. Let me see. I'm just looking real quick. Maybe he'll get with Sammy the Bull and start a YouTube channel and make a few million. That seems to be the thing these days. Whatever you do, you come out and start a YouTube channel. Everyone always appeals to the Ninth Circuit Court. They are the most liberal federal court in the country. I've heard that. I've heard that before. Somebody says, damn, this guy has a good public pretender. Listen, not all public defenders are pretenders. Some are pretty good, obviously. And we're entitled to that. And it'd be nice to have a good one. Lawyers are safe in Australian waters. The sharks won't bite them. It's a professional courtesy. Devil. That's such a mean thing to say about lawyers. All right, guys. Thank you for your wonderful comments. 16 minutes. No need to talk this to death. Time to get the hell out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow morning with my new computer systems and things like that. You guys have a really great day. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I guess we have to ask people to do that these days. So like, share, and subscribe. If you would, hit the notification bell. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Also, we're here. Let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, that's all those. Order my books, Prospects Bible, Sergeant at Arms Bible, President's Bible, Public Relations Officer's Bible, and Prospects Bible for Women's Motorcycle Clubs on Amazon, Kindle, or at blackdragonsgear.com. Make sure to join our podcast, The Dragon's Lair, Motorcycle Chaos. We'd absolutely appreciate that. And join us in the Discord. Link is in the description box below. If you need to send me an email, it's blackdragon@blacksabbathmc.com. If you need to get a hold of me, you can hit me at 404-692-0336. That is my phone number here in the studio. All right, folks, be pleasant out there. Treat each other like individual pieces of solid gold. Have a great time and be healthy, wealthy, and wise. Don't be fighting over dumb SHIT. You know what I mean? It ain't worth it. I'm out. Hey, subscribers. Whenever you are in Macon, Georgia, you have to get over to my Motorcycle Club Brothers Cigar Lounge. Haley's Cigar Lounge on Ingleside Avenue has a night or several nights just right for you. Monday night football kicks off the week. Wednesday is whiskey night. Thursday, ladies night. Saturdays are make your night. And wrapping up the weekend, it's Sunday football. Haley's is closed on Tuesdays. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere at Haley's. Hang out at the bar or outside on the patio. They can also host your small events. Haley's Cigar Lounge, 2308 Ingleside Avenue in Macon, Georgia. Be sure to tell them Black Dragon sent you.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospects Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.
Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.